right, buddy? That's not good.
All right, welcome back to Anthracite Horror Stories. Let me start off by apologizing because this is not an anthracite coal fire. It's a natural gas one. I wish I had coal here to heat the house, but I'll have to retrofit it if I decide to do that, and that's going to cost a lot of money. So this involves tonight's theme for the video I have. And this is a mule shoe. This is an authentic anthracite coal region mule shoe. Look at the size of this thing too. It's so tiny. My hand is not that big at all. Average at best. And my hand is bigger than that. I actually picked this up a number of years ago at a yard sale where a gentleman was selling a number of anthracite related items. And this thing was in rough shape. It looked horrible. I knew what it was, so I picked it up because these are very rare, but it was all scaly and everything. Well, I had to switch filming locations because my phone said that it was getting too hot. You have to love technology and how advanced it's getting. So one of my very first YouTube subscribers, Mike Orchid, I had a giveaway last year where I randomly selected 3 people to receive carbide lamps from my personal collection, and he was one. And we got talking, and he's a great guy. He's an expert machinist, welder, etc. And we got talking about these mule shoes somehow. And he said, hey, I'll restore them for you. I was like, I'll give you one, for yourself too, to keep. And he's like, all right, cool. And sure enough, look at the amazing job he did. It's always amazing when a stranger goes out of their way to help you. Just such a nice gesture. Much appreciated. So this thing would probably be from pre-1920s vintage. And this was probably made on site at whatever colliery that this mule worked at, from the colliery blacksmith. It comes full circle too because anthracite coal probably helped forge this thing. Those little holes for the nails. So cool. So again, big shout out to Mike for doing this. And now we're gonna launch into our anthracite happy story. That's right, happy, not horror, for a change of pace. This article comes from the Republican and Herald out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, October 24, 1912. It's entitled, Entombed 11 Days, Mule Rescued Alive. The article goes on to say, after being entombed for exactly 11 days without anything to eat and only mine water to drink, a mule at the East Lehigh Colliery was rescued Monday, none the worse for its experience. A week last Thursday, a fall of top suddenly occurred, and 2 miners, George Walter and William Berry, both narrowly escaped death, but the mule was imprisoned back of the mass of rock and coal. A force of men were put to work clearing up the debris, but no thought of reaching the mule was entertained, as it was presumed it had been smothered to death by the foul air. When the last inch of wall was penetrated yesterday morning, workmen were dumbfounded to find the mule living and evidently none the worse for its confinement. It had stood during the 11 days up to its body in water, had no fresh air, drank only mine water, and ate nothing but the bark off the mine timber. And that's the end of this quick little article. What a bizarre story, you know? How resilient these animals really were down there is just beyond me. Mules were very tough and very stubborn creatures. If you angered them, they were also known to commit premeditated murder on those that wronged them. If a miner or a laborer or a young mule driver angered them, they would wait for the right moment and would squish you to death against the wall of the coal mine. So they were pretty smart, you know? I hope that they gave this mule a nice meal after saving it, because all it ate was mine timber bark. What? Here's some video I took in an abandoned mine, and this will give you an idea as to the timbers that they were talking about. That poor animal was eating all the bark off of timbers just like this in complete darkness. Wow. Again, here's some footage from an underground trip I did, and this shows what the cave-in would have looked like that entombed that poor mule. These cave-ins are no joke. You can see one there in the background. Can you imagine how surprised those miners would have been when they saw that mule staring at them? This was a nice story though, because no one got hurt or killed, and the mule made it in the end. The only thing harmed down there would have been some bark off of a mine timber. So be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks as always for your continued support. I appreciate it. See ya.